Okay. So good morning once again, students. Today's topic, this is what I'm going to talk on this. How to crack GPAT and learning pharma concept. As Nasib Basha sir said, this is my channel. You just type in my name, G. Sai Rajesh. You will see the channel. I have around 1.600 subscribers. These are my channel credentials. I have more than 90 videos uploaded. 1600 now it is reaching subscribers and 35,000 views. Make use of this channel because it is free. The main aim is to teach pharma students. Let's begin. Now, see, when I joined in pharmacy, the first day of my B.Pharm days, sir, can you see the screen?
No, sir.
I think there is a technical glitch. Let me share it again.
Yes, sir. Please share.
So, could you see the first slide?
No, sir.
Yeah, now you can see, right?
Yes, sir. Now we can.
Yeah. So
now,
this
now
is
we
what I was
keep your
talking about.
presentation, sir. Yes, sir. This is the first slide.
Yeah.
Please carry on. Sir.
So this is about my channel. As I told you, you just type in my name in YouTube, you will get this. And these are my channel credentials. Every video is free. Most of the pharma concepts are discussed there. Now, getting to the topic now, without much delay. Now, see, when I joined in my B.Pharm, the first question raised by one of my professors is, why did you join in pharmacy? Right? So I said I could not get into MBBS, so I joined in pharmacy. So this is what is running through the minds of most of the biology students. Yes, because we could not crack MBBS, we joined in pharmacy. But once I joined in pharmacy, I started realizing the importance of all these subjects. See, once we have joined, we need to understand certain things. The science is very good science. I'm not just saying because I'm in pharmacy, because in this sense, you are going to read about human body by reading the subjects, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. We read about our own body. And we read about diseases by reading microbiology and pathophysiology. And then you read about how do you prepare drugs and how they act. And there is no human on this earth who is not taking any drug. So you'll be reading about drugs, how do they act? And you'll be reading about diseases and you'll reading about our own body. It is a really enjoyable science if you apply the concepts to our own for ourselves. How it is, let me explain it. See, this is a very common thing. Before examinations, what do? We cram a lot of books. We read a lot of books. We sleep over the books. But when you get into the exam, this is very common thing which is experienced by most of the students. I knew the answer, but my mind went blank. What happened? It happened to me in the very first year. I studied the whole night, but I could not answer anything. Something went wrong. My mind is not able to concentrate. To tell you, friends, I could not understand why it has happened. But when I start reading about anatomy, physiology, I realized what has happened is it is stress. When we are in stress, what happens is body releases a lot of chemicals. One of the major chemical is cortisol, a glucocorticoid. The job of this glucocorticoid is it will affect our memory cells in the brain. So what happens? Your mind goes blank. This is what is experienced by most of the students, not in case of pharmacy. Every student experiences. Poor eating habits. When we are reading, you don't take care of food. What happens with that? Increase in glucocorticoids. It is nothing but cortisol. Cortisol is unregulated and it will be releasing high amounts. What happens with that? Impaired hippocampal cells are responsible for short-term memory, and that function is impaired. And this is what happens, and this is the reason for our mind blank. So what happens with that? You have problem in attention, focus goes down. Learning, you cannot recall. Short-term memory loss will be there. You could not find your words too. Why all this happening? It's all happening only because of cortisol. And why is this happening? Because of stress. Now, what is the relationship between this thing and our pharmacy? See, this is the beauty of pharmacy. We read physiology to learn what happens in stress. We realize this is what happens, cortisol releases, and we realize this is what happens to our brain. So when you understand the understand what is happening in the brain, you should try to reduce this stress. Not only for examination, for any of the life events, stress is very dangerous and it impairs our brain function. People do very wrong things during emotional stress, and this is what happens. When you know the reason behind it, you will try to regulate this loop. And pharmacy is about these things. That is the reason why I enjoy reading pharmacy. You can see the channel itself says my channel is learning is fun. Why? Because you will know what is happening in your brain. You will understand what happens with the stress. And see, whatever I have discussed, it is only physiology. And you need to apply it to your physical, mental well-being. Let me explain one more thing, very important thing. This is how do we concentrate and how do we focus? Most of the students have got this problem when they are literally listening to class, but they could not understand what is happening. To explain it in detail, let me explain this thing. See, we have left brain and right brain are there, hemispheres, left hemisphere and right hemisphere. Now, left hemisphere has got very specific functions. The math, science, everything we understand by use of left brain. The logical reasonings, math, science, everything is under the control of left brain. So when you are attending a class, your ears will be listening with the help of left brain. So left brain function will determine how you are listening. The story will not end here. The next important thing is right brain has got a different set of functions. The different set of function, the major thing is creativity, imagination. Whatever you imagine, the thought process, everything is under the control of right brain. Now understand this. The uniqueness with our brain is both hemispheres can act independently or both hemispheres can act together. Now understand this. Now, when you are listening to class, but your thoughts are somewhere else, what happens? It causes body present, but mind absent. Why is this happening? Because you are looking straight into the eyes of a teacher. You are looking at the board. The left brain is working, but the problem comes with right brain. Right brain, nothing but your imagination is not with you. If you connect both of them, the right and left, then it gives you concentration and focus. My friends, this is not a difficult thing. Why? Think about movies. What is the time duration of movie? At least 3 hours. You see that movie. Once you see that movie, it will be there for your lifetime. You don't forget it. Still now, people can tell why Katappa killed Bahubali, right? The movie released long back, 4 years. Still, we remember why. Because of the involvement of both the hemispheres. When you are watching movie, you are listening to the hero dialogues. Left brain is working. Same time, your imagination is also working. When hero is fighting, your muscles will tighten up. What is happening? Your imagination is there. The same thing, when you listen a lecture, you need to involve both the hemispheres. Our imagination should not go somewhere else. Rather, it has to be in the class. If you can imagine what is being taught, you will remember for a lifetime. Believe my friends, this is possible. That is the reason why sometimes we are forced to tell some stories to draw the attention of a human mind, of the student mind. And it is a good technique to increase the concentration. Now, these two examples, the reason why I have taken this anxiety loop and the concentration, these are very specific to students, not the students appearing for GPAT. Every student, for everyone, these are required. Let us get into the real thing. Now, GPAT, see, though the topic says cracking GPAT and learning pharma concept, remember, my friends, GPAT is not a different thing. It is our pharma subjects only. If you do really well in your pharma subjects, cracking GPAT is very easy. Keep this in mind. Now, GPAT is being conducted by National Testing Agency, NTA. GPAT stands for Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test, right? The mode of examination is only computer based, and every question, every correct answer 4 marks. Exam goes for 3 hours, and there will be 125 questions. So totally 500 points, 500 marks is there. This is the brief layout of GPAT. Moving next. Now see, the advantages with GPAT is you're going to get 12,400 stipend per month. And GPAT is the gateway to do M-Pharmacy. Not only that, let me tell you, my friends, the Gpart syllabus is so robust. The syllabus will cover all government examination syllabus. See, the government posts for us available are drug inspector, pharmacist, and then government polytechnic lecturer. All these posts, the selection is based on APPSC, Public Service Commission, Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission. And Public Service Commission has got paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is of general science, paper 2 is of pharmacy. And the subject is very much similar to GPAT syllabus. So you learn GPAT syllabus, you will be covering subjects for all these examinations. Not only that, nowadays, GPAT score has become mandatory to get PhD admissions. One of the major criteria to join in PhD is to qualify in GPAT. See, though the score is valid for 3 years, once you qualify GPAT examination, you will carry that qualification. So people are looking, when you apply for PhD, they will see whether you are GPAT qualified or not. So this is a brief things about GPAT. Now the analysis part of the GPAT, see, these are all the GPAT cutoffs from the previous years. See, as I told you, this is for 500 marks. Now out of 500 in 2020, the cutoff for general is 163, OBC 131, SC 193.
Sairaya, sir.
Yes?
Sorry to disturb. Your slide is here visible only fifth slide, sir.
It's
Do you
not
have
moving?
changed? No, sir. It's on only concentration focus. Fifth
Okay,
slide
okay.
right now.
Okay,
Can you
sorry about
make?
that. Let me reshare it again then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you for that. How about now? Is it moving? Has it
Uh,
moved to sixth place?
no, sir. No.
Okay, sorry about this. Let me.
Yeah,
I will
please
reach.
share one more time. Yes, sir.
It's the sharing thing is not coming. So let me rejoin again the meeting.
Yes, sir. No problem. Rajesh, sir, are you there? Sorry, students, some technical issue. Sorry, joining. It will take hardly 1 minute. Sir is getting some technical problem. Just 2 minutes, student. Due to some technical issues, is getting delay for joining in the meeting. Uh, Please bear with us for 2 minutes. So till that, please, any of you interested, so please go join the meanwhile YouTube channel of G Sai Rajesh. So learning pharma concepts, he has created so many videos, and these basic concepts in anatomy, chemotherapy, medicinal chemistry, pharmacology, and pharma analysis, these basic concepts were uploaded. So 50 to 60% of subject, the basic contents and how to crack the GPAT will be already covered in several concepts in the uh, YouTube channel. So you can go through that. And the last date for the GPAT was extended till the 31st of January, that is tomorrow. So you people can take a time to take a admission for the PG courses. Please attend the GPAT, and which will be very helpful to you.
YouTube channel का name sir?
G Sai Rajesh. So the title, whatever is there, no, the same title will be there. G Sai Rajesh.
Okay sir, thank you.
Even the date also extended for this GPAT. Please utilize the time which is extended date till tomorrow is there. Nothing will happen if you take a admission. If you want to take a PG admission or PhD admission in future in NIPER, BITS, Manipal, all these basic thing is you have to crack the GPAT. So if you qualified in the GPAT, so it will be very helpful to you in the future career, sir, career. So everywhere in application
Yes,
also they are checking. Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you.
yes. Am I
Please,
audible now?
yes, sir. It's very clear. No problem. Please share your screen, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, students. Sorry for the technical glitch. So I don't know what has happened. Suddenly the screen went off, but I could connect now with the help of Basha sir. So can you see my screen now? Yes.
As of now, not, sir.
Can you see
Yes,
it
sir.
now?
Now we can see, sir. Now
Yes,
sixth
sixth
slide is
slide.
there. Yes,
Okay,
sir. Very clear.
Okay.
Please carry on, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, students. I think you might had some tea break during this time. Sorry about the glitch. Technical things, we are helpless. This is what is one of the problem with online. Let's move further. So I was explaining about GPAT thing. You all know it is conducted by NTA, National Testing Agency, and GPAT stands for Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test. It is a computer-based test. Every question give a correct answer will give you +4 marks. Wrong answer will give you -1 mark. It is for 3 hours and 125 questions are there, and the total marks are 500 marks. Let us understand certain things. Like, see, when you qualify for GPAT, you will get a scholarship amount from AICTE. It is 12,400 per month. Now, the other advantage with thing is GPAT qualification will give you way for M-Pharm admission, right? In order to get M-Pharm admission, you need this. Not only that, Gpart syllabus is framed such that it will be covering all the national and state level examination syllabus. See, all these are government posts, which is available for pharma graduates, drug inspector, various pharmacists, and then government polytechnic lecture. For all of them, you will be having two different kinds of paper. Like paper 1 is of general science, and paper 2 is of subject. The subject is nothing but our pharmacy subject, and this is completely covered in GPAT syllabus. So once you start preparing for GPAT, you will be covering syllabus for all these examinations, and you will be ready for all these government jobs because your preparation is already done. The next important thing is for PhD admissions too, GPAT qualification is become a required thing. So it is an essential thing nowadays. Now I have made an analysis regarding GPAT cutoffs and everything. Now this GPAT cutoffs of 2020 last year for general category it was 163, for OBC it is 131, 103 for SC, 76 for ST. You can see the pattern. 2019 it was 141, 2018 it was 115, 2017 it was 113. See, the qualifying marks will be depend upon number of people who got qualified and what is the highest score. In 2020, All India Rank 1 scored 315 marks. See, this is out of 500, right? In 2019, it was only 302. That is the reason why the cutoff has come down. Now understand this thing. For 500, someone who scored 315 could become All India Rank 1. And qualifying marks is 163. 163 means if you could do 40 questions correctly, it gives 160 marks. That is nothing but qualifying marks. How many questions we have? 125 questions we have. Out of 125, you could able to do 40 correctly, you will definitely get qualified. What if you could do 60 questions correctly? You will get 240 marks, and this will give you very good rank. In fact, in 2020, All India rank 10 scored 280 marks. Now look at this. If you can do 60 questions correctly, it is a sure way of success, and you will get a very good rank. So what is required? You have 125 questions. If you could do 40, you will qualify. If you could do 60, you will get a very good rank. So what does it indicate? So examination.
Excuse me, sir, you're not audible.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. So let me share this again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you see the screen now? Is the screen
No, sir.
visible?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Give me a second. Yeah. Hopefully now you are able to see the screen. Now screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Is this
Yes, sir.
okay? Okay, thank you. So 125 questions. If you could do 40 correctly, you will get qualifying marks. If you do 60, you will get a very good rank. Now, when you see the spread, see the major topics are pharmaceutics, pharmacology, physiology, and chemistry. When I say chemistry, it includes organic, medicinal, and analytical chemistry. From each of the topic, you are getting at least 30 questions, 30 and 30. Now, see the spread. Pharmaceutics 30, pharmacology, physiology 30, all chemistry is 30. Put together 90 questions. The majority share is coming to these subjects. Now, pharmacognosy, there are 10 more questions. Biochemistry, microbiology, 14 to 15 questions are there. The rest of all subjects put together, remaining questions are there. Now, look at the spread. So, these topics are very important to do well in your GPAT. These are the major topics: pharmaceutics, pharmacology, chemistry, organic, medicinal, and analytical. So understand these things, my dear students. There is a major share of questions coming from these three topics. So give your best in these subjects so that you will do well in the examination. So remember these things. Now, let us understand one more thing. See, for each positive question, you will get 4 marks, but negative, you will be getting -1. This is somewhat problematic one. You need to be careful with all your negatives. Make sure you are not doing wild guesses. Don't just write some answer. If you are sure enough, if you know for sure the answer is correct, then only try to answer it. What if you don't know exactly the correct answer? This is what this seminar is about that. Let us see what you can do. Now, the first and foremost thing, intelligent guess. Even though you don't know exact answer, you can guess the answer. How? Let me give with an example. See, this question is asked in GPAT 2020. See, all the slides I have prepared according to GPAT 2020 questions itself. Now, the question is, pay attention and understand the question. This 4-aminoquinoline drug, anti-malarial drug, it is marketed as RS isomer. It has 2 fluoromethyl moieties at position 2 and 8 and no electronegative substituents at 6 and position. And what is that drug is? See, this question is about anti-malarials. Now, what is the question about? It completely talks about SER. It says that a 4-amino derivative and no electro withdrawing group at 6 and 7 position, and it has got 2 trifluoromethyl moieties at some position, and you need to know what is the drug is. So the important things in this question is this one. You need to find out an anti-malarial drug with trifluoromethyl moiety. Now, so this is the question. Now you have given primaquine, chloroquine, mefloquine, amodiaquine. Now understand, my dear students, the names of the drugs are given with a certain logic. You need to think intellectually. Look at all of them. This one says mefloquine. See, all of them queens because they are all quinoline derivatives. That is how they have got this quine name. But why this one is specifically known as mefloquine? Meflo means methyl and fluorine. So you have got methyl fluorine groups are there. And what is the question about trifluoromethyl this group? So why this meflo is there? Because trifluoro is there. So without knowing the structures, by looking at the names, you can answer the question, and this one is the right answer. Let me briefly repeat it. The question is about you need to find out a drug which has got trifluoromethyl moiety. By looking at the names, you can see meflo. It indicates this one. You can answer it. For confirmation, look at the drugs. See, chloroquine, primaquine, amodiaquine, mefloquine. This is what was given. As I told you, quine because they have got this quinoline ring is there. Now, chloro, it has got chloromoiety is there. Primaquine, primary amine is here. Amodiaquine, amino-methyl diethyl groups are there. Amino-methyl diethyl. That is what indicates amodiaquine. Why mefloquine is there? Because of methyl fluoro. Now understand this concept. So whenever you want to learn medicinal chemistry structures, learn intellectually. Understand the names of the drug. You can see this example. This is given in 2020 examination. You can write the answer without much knowledge about the structures, but only thing is you need to understand the names. This is what I would say intelligent guess. Even if you don't know the answer, you can guess it correctly by understanding these names. Not only with this, every word has got a meaning. Morphine. The reason why morphine has got that name is because of Morpheus. Morpheus is Greek god of dreams. When people take morphine, they'll have hallucinations. They'll be in a dream state. That is the reason why it has got the name morphine. For most of the drugs, you have these kind of names are there, and we need to understand them. For example, look about diabetes. Diabetes mellitus. There is a meaning for that. Dia means passing through. What is a diameter? Anything passing through a circle. That is called diameter. Diuretics means dia means passing through. Uretics means urine. Urine is the agent which will cause passing of urine. That is that they are called as diuretics. So diabetes means passing through the body. Mellitus means sweet. Now see the name itself tell you diabetes mellitus means passing sweet urine. See the entire disease is indicated by its name. So students, whenever you learn about these words, pay attention to the words. Half of the job is done. The best example is all these drugs. We have seen how we can answer without knowing the structures. Let me give you one more example. Now look at this one. Again, pay attention. See, there is a pair, and the pair contains an anti-glaucoma drug and its mechanism, and out of them you need to find out which one is the wrong pair. So our job is to find out the wrong pair. So there is a drug and its mechanism is given. Now, what is the drug about? It is about anti-glaucoma. Let us understand what do you mean by glaucoma. Glaucoma means increase in intraocular pressure. See, this is what is normal eye is. And the normal eye will be having normal aqueous fluid. See, at here, the aqueous fluid amount increases in glaucoma. That is what increases pressure, causes damage to optic nerve. So, glaucoma means simply increase in intraocular pressure. Ocular means eye. Inside the eye, the pressure is increased, and that damages optic nerve. So what is your job? When there is an increase in intraocular pressure, what you need to do, either you need to reduce the aqueous formation or increase the outflow. So removing the water is increasing the outflow, or reducing the inflow means initially you are not allowing to form this fluid here. Only two methods are there. Yeah, can you hear me now? I think
Yes, sir.
there is a, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Can you see the screen now, right?
Uh, share
Now
your
the screen is,
yeah,
now it
no,
is visible.
no, sir. Share. Click on share PowerPoint or share video or photo.
Yeah. Yeah, is it visible now?
coming,
Sir?
No,
Yes, Basha, sir.
not yet, sir, not yet. Please share once again.
Okay.
You share entire screen, sir, so that it will be visible.
I don't, I'm not getting that option. It shares.
Share screen, I think iPad, no? So share screen,
Yeah.
sir. Just you click on
Yeah.
share screen.
Yeah. You could not see it now?
Not now, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now I'm doing it. Yeah. Now I think it's visible. Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. So we're talking about glaucoma, right? Glaucoma is increase in intraocular pressure. That is what the pressure causes optic nerve damage. So the major mechanism of actions are two things. One, the aqueous fluid, you need to increase the outflow. That means you are removing the water from inside so that the pressure decreases. Or you have to decrease the aqueous fluid formation. So you should not allow this fluid to form, or you should increase the outflow. This is what is the mechanism of treating glaucoma. Look at the options now. What all the options is? Leave the first. The first one is anti-glaucoma drug. Second one is mechanism. Look at this mechanism. Increase aqueous outflow. That means the aqueous fluid is coming out. Yes, it will treat glaucoma. Next one, decrease aqueous fluid formation. You are blocking this fluid formation. Yes, it will treat glaucoma. Increase aqueous outflow. Again, you are increasing aqueous outflow. Yes, it treats glaucoma. What is this one? Decrease aqueous outflow. What happens when you decrease aqueous outflow? You need to increase it. If you're decreasing it, you are increasing the pressure here. What is happening here? So you need to increase the outflow so that the pressure comes down, but you are decreasing it. What happens? It again increases the pressure. So this will damage the eye. So see, looking at these options by understanding the things intellectually, you can answer this question. Let me repeat it again. So this one is right. You are increasing outflow. That means the fluid comes out, pressure goes down. Decreasing aqueous formation. Here you are blocking it, so pressure comes down. Again, increase aqueous outflow. Again, you are sending the fluid outside. Decrease aqueous outflow. What does it mean? If you are decreasing outflow, you are increasing the fluid inside the eye. Pressure increases, the damage is high. So do you need to know all the mechanisms? No, you don't need. You just observe the options and you can answer the question. So this is what I say, guess smartly. See, the previous question we have seen, without knowing the structure, you can give a correct answer. Here, without knowing the mechanisms also, you can give the correct answer. Only thing is, read properly, answer it. So this is one of the trick which I could say. The next one is read and comprehend. See, reading patiently, reading properly is a major thing. You need to read and understand the question properly. Let us see with some examples. Again, see what all the questions. All the questions are from GPAT 2020. Now, let us understand about this one. This is a very popular one. Cotrimoxazole is a combination of trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole. So the question is, find out the correct option about cotrimoxazole. Think about this. The reason why I said read and comprehend is, see, the most effective ratio of this combination is 20:1 in plasma. Understand this one. See, 20:1, some textbooks will give. The most effective is that one. But sulfamethoxazole should be 20 and 1 should be trimethoprim. The concentration is inversed here. If you don't read properly, the moment you see this plasma concentration, you may think that this is right answer. No, the right combination is 1:20, not 20:1. This is wrong. You need to read carefully. Next one. See, trimethoprim sulfamethoxazole are administered in a dose of 5:1 ratio. Look at this. Again, you will read this in textbook, but again, the ratio is reversed. It is not trimethoprim 5 times. It is 1 time, and sulfamethoxazole is 5 times. You know, if trimethoprim is given in 20 mg, sulfamethoxazole will be given in 100 mg. If this is 40, this will be 200. What is the ratio? 1:5. But what is given here? What is given here? It is given it as 5:1. They have purposely inverted ratio in both the cases. Look at the top one too. This is also the ratio is inversed. So when you don't read properly, you may tempted to write answer for first one or second one, but both of them are wrong answers. Next one. See, cotrimoxazole is ineffective in treating respiratory diseases. No, it is effective. So this answer is wrong. If it says effective, then it is true, but it says ineffective. No, this is not correct. Then which of the following is correct? Cotrimoxazole is contraindicated during pregnancy. True. This one is the right answer. Now, the reason why I say you need to read and comprehend, the exam purpose is to confuse you. This ratio is inversed. This ratio is inversed. If you don't read properly, you may be tempted to write this answer. No. This is ineffective. It says ineffective. No, cotrimoxazole is effective. So all of them are wrong. Then what is right? This one. Yes, it has proven it will cause some pregnancy-related issues, so it is contraindicated. So this is where comes reading and comprehending carefully. Let me give you one more example. This is also from GPAT 2020. Now, autorhythmicity is present in which of the following group tissues? Now, understand this. Auto means self. Rhythmicity means giving rhythmic contractions. There is a rhythmic contraction is there. Now, we see so the contractions, autorhythmicity, you can see with cardiac and visceral smooth muscles. Nervous tissue job is to generate neuronal signals, not rhythm, not contractions. So the right answer in this case is cardiac muscle and visceral smooth muscle. It is not the other one. Most of the people has got confusion with this and they are answering this one. So that is the reason why I say read slowly and comprehend properly. If you don't do it, you may write a wrong answer. This is the second technique. Now the next one, applying concept. We might have studied a lot of concepts. All the concepts, we need to apply the concepts properly. Let us see with an example. Again, see, this is a big question which is given in 2020, but let us break it down and understand it. So this is about ion trapping. Look at the question. Ion trapping is an important process in drug distribution with potential therapeutic benefit. It is defined as, what is that? See, lot of confusing answers are given. Before answering that, you need to understand what is ion trapping. Ions are trapped. What does it mean? See, the general principle is unionized one. Unionized molecules will get absorbed because the biological membrane is made up of lipid bilayer. So unionized molecules will get absorbed, whereas ions, they will not get absorbed. They will stay wherever it is. That is what is meant by trapped. They will be trapped in a particular biological fluid if they generate ions. That is what is meant by ion trapping. Let us understand a little bit detail. Look at this. So the important things are stomach pH and the small intestine pH. Look at the differences. Stomach pH, what is it? It is acidic pH. Whereas small intestine, a little bit alkaline or basic pH. Now, what is the significance of this? Let's say you have taken an acidic drug. Let's say you have taken an acidic drug. It is in our stomach. What is there in stomach? You have acid is there. In the stomach, in presence of acid, it remains as such. It will be in this form. But the same acidic drug, when you take it in alkaline, like small intestine, what happens? Imagine alkaline means OH minus. What happens? OH minus, this will grab this proton. So what happens? The ion will release this one. Because OH and H combine and you get a water molecule. Because that got trapped, that went back, and you are left with this ion. Understand this concept. In presence of acid, acidic drugs remain as such. What is this? Unionized form. In presence of base, the acidic drugs, I'm sorry. Yeah. In presence of base, the acidic drugs, what is happening with them? They are turning into ionic form. Now, what happens if they are ions? They will not get absorbed. Not getting absorbed means they are getting trapped in the same environment. Now, imagine you take aspirin, acidic drug. It will be here in unionized form. It will get absorbed into the blood. The same aspirin, if it gets into small intestine, what happens? It remains as such because it is in ionic form. It cannot move out of the compartment and it is trapped. Whereas in stomach, it is moving. It will be moved towards blood. But in case of intestine, because it is in ionic form, it will be trapped. So that is what is about ion trapping is. Now, so what all I have explained, what all the things. Now look at this. An acidic drug will accumulate on the more basic side of the membrane. What is this? Look at this. This is an acidic drug on the basic side of the membrane, that is at intestine. What happens? It is in intestine in the ionic form. What happens? It will not get absorbed. Not absorbing means accumulation. It stays at the same center in intestine. That is what is this one. Acidic drug accumulate on the more basic side. Now let us see one more thing. What happens with the basic drugs? Imagine you have a basic drug. Let's say you have a basic drug is there. Let me write it as base. Now basic drug in presence of acidic media. What happens? Because it is base, it takes up this proton. And what has happened? It is turned into ionic form. Whereas the same basic drug in presence of OH minus, both of them are base, it remains as such. So what has happened? It is in unionized form. If it is an unionized form, what happens? If it is an intestine, because it is an unionized form, it will be absorbed into the blood. It goes out from here. So it won't stay here, it goes out from here. Right. But what happens here? In acidic pH, it will be forming an ion. Ion will get trapped. It will not get absorbed. So what happens? This ion remain as such here. Now what has happened? Now understand this thing. Basic drug in presence of acid will be ionized and it will be trapped there. Now look at this. Basic drug on more acidic side will be accumulated. That is what is this question asks about. See, though the option, the wordings will be very high, you need to understand the concept. The concept is ion trapping. Ions will get trapped. So acidic drug will be ionized in what pH? Basic pH. So what happens? It will get accumulated. Whereas basic drug will get ionized and trapped in what pH? Acidic pH. So what happens? It will get accumulated. So this is what you need to understand. So what does the statement says? An acidic drug will accumulate on more basic side. So acidic drug, ionic form on basic pH. So this is right. Whereas the basic drug will accumulate on more acidic side. See, basic drugs will get ionized in acidic pH and they will get accumulated. So the whole concept is based on ion trapping. You need to read properly and then write the answer. All the options will give you a kind of confusion, but stay calm, give the answer. So these two are about reading and comprehension. Now, the next one more thing. See, again, look at this one. So this question is again, this is asked in 2020 GPAT. Which of the following groups stabilizes carbocations in electrophilic aromatic substitution? What you need to understand is carbocation stability. Simple, carbon with cation means a positive charge. A cationic, a positively charged carbon, when it will get stabilized, when you can provide electrons, then the positive charge will get stabilized. Ion pairs are always stable. Positive charge will be stabilized with a negative charge. Now your job is, out of the option, you need to see which one can provide electrons to electron rich one. The other thing, it is bonded with an oxygen which is electronegative. So the electrons will be drawn towards oxygen. So it will not be able to release electrons. So the first option is not correct. The same thing with CHO, C double bond OH is aldehyde. So here a cation is there. Electrons cannot move here because oxygen is removing the electrons. So this is also not correct. Look at the second option. What is the second option? In second option, a carbon is bonded with an H2, but nitrogen has got lone pair of electrons. And because this one has got a positive charge, these electrons can move here. So what happens when electrons are moving? It stabilizes carbocation. What is the next one? OH minus. A carbocation is bonded with OH minus. Though oxygen is electronegative one, it has got two lone pair of electrons. It can share with this. So what happens? Stability comes. So how do you get this? By understanding, applying the concepts. Now remaining things, look at this. Though nitrogen, at the third option says, though nitrogen has got electrons, it is a positively charged one because 3 methyl groups are there. Positively charged means it is electron deficient. It itself is an electron deficient and it cannot provide any electrons here. So this is not possible, right? So this is also wrong answer. This one is wrong answer. The last one, a carbocation is coupled with CN and it is coupled with SO3H. So what is happening here? See, nitrogen is more electronegative than carbon. So it cannot donate electrons. So this is not true. Oxygen is more electronegative than sulfur. So sulfur cannot give electrons. So this is also not true. So what is true? Only this one. And how is that? Because of this lone pair of electrons, the donation is possible. And that one will stabilize the carbocation. So this is how you need to think and write the exams. Hope this one is clear. Moving further. Now, the last thing is logical thinking. See, without logical thinking, though you may read so many books, you need to apply your thought and logic in order to get a good score. Understand this one. This is also GPAT 2020 question. Which of the following neurotransmitter is formed on demand and act immediately? Think about this. See, we have studied in autonomic nervous system about acetylcholine, adrenaline, and histamine too. We have studied about neurotransmitters. Now, all these neurotransmitters, they are prepared at the nerve terminal and they are stored in the vesicles. There are certain vesicles out there which will be carrying these neurotransmitters. Whenever there is a signal, when there is a signal comes, then the neurotransmitter release occurs. Now, what is happening with these three neurotransmitters? They are not formed on demand. They are already formed inside the neuron. And whenever the signal comes, it will get released. So these three, we know, acetylcholine, adrenaline, histamine, they will not formed on demand. But what is formed? Nitric oxide. Leave about this thing. Think about the moleculars. What is the chemical form? See, nitric oxide is what? Is gas. You cannot store gas in the body. It just forms, releases, shows action, and immediately gets metabolized. So that is the reason why it will be formed on demand and act immediately. You can see this. It will not get stored. So in order to answer this, you need to think logically, even though you don't know about nitric oxide. In fact, researchers were amazed. Researchers were surprised to see that nitric oxide can act as a neurotransmitter. They thought a gas cannot act it, but it is acting it. So you need to understand this. Everyone knows nitric oxide is a gas. So you cannot store it. It has to be formed on demand and act immediately. So this one becomes your answer. So again, logically you need to think. If you think, you will get this answer. Moving further. See, again, this is a big question, but understand this one. The question is about which three of the following are physiological effects of ganglionic stimulating agents. Now see, you need to understand this. The CNS has got brain and spinal cord. From the brain and spinal cord, you have ANS neurons will be coming out, right? The ANS neuron will come and innervate the organs. In between, you have something called a ganglion. Ganglion means this one, a collection of neuronal cell bodies outside CNS. CNS is what? Brain and spinal cord. So in the ANS, you have a neuron which is before this ganglion, a neuron after this ganglion. This is known as preganglion. This is known as postganglion. So this is what is the basic setup. So what is it? The question asks about, you need to tell the physiological effect of ganglionic stimulating agents. So there are agents which can stimulate this ganglion. Understand this. If you're stimulating this ganglion, both sympathetic and parasympathetic, both of them will get activated because both of them has got these ganglions. A little bit more details. Look at this diagram. See, sympathetic system is like this. You have a preganglionic neuron and a postganglion neuron is there, and this one is what? Ganglion is. Again, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Yeah, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So again, in parasympathetic nervous system, you have ganglion here. In sympathetic system, the ganglion is here. So ganglionic stimulants will be acting here to stimulate both the system. The difference is adrenal medulla. See, adrenal medulla also comes under sympathetic system, but you don't see any ganglion here. Directly nerve ending will be there. No ganglion is present. So these are all the anatomical differences. Now get into the question. So we need to find out physiological effects of ganglionic stimulants. But see, they have given so many options with combinations, right? Now let us see one by one. First option, stimulation of sympathetic ganglia and adrenal medulla leading to cardiovascular responses. See, the option says that ganglionic stimulants will stimulate sympathetic ganglia. True. Adrenal medulla, do you have a ganglia there? Look at this. You don't have ganglion here. So ganglionic stimulant cannot act here because you don't see any ganglia. So the moment you see adrenal medulla, no, this is wrong. Ganglionic stimulant have no effect on adrenal medulla because there is no ganglion. So option A is wrong. So wherever you see option A, strike the option out. This is logically thinking. You don't need to go through all of them again. If A is wrong, wherever you see the option, it is wrong. They are gone. Now look at the other options. And 2 and 3, both of them has got B. What does it mean? B must be true. What is that must thing? Initial transient stimulation and then a more persistent depression of all autonomic ganglia. This is true. Even if you don't know, look at the answers. Both of them contain B option. That means what? B must be true. Now there is a competition. Now you need to see whether C is correct or D is correct. Let us understand C. Marked depression of CNS leading to analgesia. Understand this one. What does B says? Persistent depression. What is C saying? The same thing. So if B is true, C must be true. So where do you have C? This one. So this is true. You don't need to go for other options too. You will save time, but you need to apply thought. Logical thinking has to be there. What is the last option? E. What E says? Combined activation of parasympathetic ganglia and cholinergic nerve endings by nicotine results in increased tone and motor activity of bowel. Look at this. See, the bowel activity will increase with ganglionic stimulants. You know, parasympathetic activity, we read it with a mnemonic called SLUDD. When parasympathetic system is activated, salivation, lacrimation, urination, digestion and defecation is there. Defecation is because of activity of bowel. So that is what is talking about. So this is true. So option 2 is correct. See, the question is a bigger one. You have got a lot of complications, but systematically, logically thinking, you can eliminate the options which contains A. Both of them has got B, so B must be true. If B must be true, C will be true because both of them are talking same thing. Persistent depression, marked depression of CNS. So this is what is there. So the correct option is 2. So this is how you need to logically think. See, cracking a competitive examination is not only about studying. It is not about studying. It is everything about how do you apply your concepts. Now, the last one, there are certain set of direct questions are there. For them, you can easily answer the questions. You will not have any problem. In 2020, there is a question about opioid receptors. The question is very simple. Which of the following is not an opioid receptor? They have given mu, they have given delta, they have given gamma, and they have given kappa. Now, what is the black sheep here? Gamma. You know, mu, kappa, delta are the receptor, but this one is not right. Most of the students can write this one. You don't have any problem with this. Again, in 2019, there is a question about cardiac output. This one is given in 2019. Now, cardiac output, straight away, there is a definition is there. Cardiac means heart. Output means how much is coming out of it. From heart, what do you get out of it? You get blood out of it. So from the heart, per minute, how much blood is coming out is known as cardiac output. Very simple thing. You can easily answer this. Now, in 2020, there is a question about which among the following is antiplatelet drug, and one of the option is clopidogrel. This is directly a classification based question. And finally, again in 2020, there is a question about invert sugar. See, sucrose is known as invert sugar. The reason for this is sucrose as such dextrorotatory. But when you boil, when you heat in presence of water, what happens is it will be giving glucose plus fructose. But this combination will be levorotatory. What has happened to this rotation? It has inverted. That is the reason why the heated solution form of sucrose is known as invert sugar. Straight away a question, sucrose is among one of the options. So these kind of questions are very direct questions and you should never doing wrong in such cases. Make sure you are giving a correct answer with this one. So this is what it is about. This is what I feel you need to think logically. You need to read and comprehend it, and you need to give intelligent guesses. With these things, you can easily crack the examination. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Again, I thank the Polarity Fraternity for giving me this opportunity. This is the pic taken in Polarity College of Pharmacy. Last but not the least, let me give you a glimpse of my channel, which is this. See, this is what is my channel. I believe learning is fun. And I have made a playlist on all the GPAT previous questions. When you have time, go through it. I have made all GPAT 2020 questions with complete analysis. I have made this. I think I thank once again all the students for your patience listening. If you have any doubts, you can unmute and ask me. What do you say, Basha sir?
Yes, sir. Next, they have some few classes. Directly they will chat in the later on.
Okay,
so we'll
okay,
keep
then. Okay.
Because other classes are there.
Okay.
And
Okay.
meanwhile, so I hope all the participants have received the how to crack GPAT, the basic concepts, and whatever the sir has given, logical thinking, comprehensive learning. So what are the various typical pattern, how the questions answers you have to answer. So many concepts Saira sir has explained. I hope all the participants and all the students have received the material. At the same time, those who are not interested to GPAT, till now those who didn't apply it. So today, tomorrow is the last date. So definitely they will have a glimpse of these GPAT, how to apply and all these concepts. Please go through that. I thank all the participants and at the same time all the faculty members who were joined. And a big thanks from the Pharma Alumni Association of G. Polarity College of Pharmacy to Sai Raya sir. He is a close friend of me.
Yeah, you don't need to thank. Me too. I am an alumni.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
definitely,
an honor.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because no, sir. The present generation students, they have to know the thing which what is happening the outside. At the same time, they have to be in the streamline. So definitely, these concepts they will utilize and they will crack their GPAT and they will remember us. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks one and all.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me here. Thank you, students.
Thank you, students.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
If anything is there, you can visit the YouTube channel and the G Polarity College of
Thank you.
Pharmacy YouTube channel
Okay,
and G
sir.
Polarity College of Pharmacy website. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.